Hello and welcome back. We are up to episode 3 of building a chat app. And in this episode, we're just going to continue on with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We're also going to stay caught up on our GitHub. If you remember last time, we ended on a bug. We had a bug, and I didn't want to go over half an hour, so I committed it. I didn't switch branches. I think this time I'm going to create a branch, even though at this point we don't technically need to. I mean, we haven't done very much, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So first, before I create that branch, I want to clean up that. I want to fix that bug, commit that, then make a branch. Okay. So that was not what I meant to do. I think I want to do that. It was Command Option F to get me off full screen. Go over to here. Is my Adam's already open? Okay, so last time I tried. Let's just talk about the problem was. Do I not have this open? Here it is. Okay, this was the outline. We had 3 windows. This was the avatars on the left. This was the avatars on the right, and ultimately only one of those is going to show at a time. And then this right here was where the messages are going to be. Okay. The problem is I want this to be floating in the middle of this screen. Let's see if I can. If I resize it, well, if I get down this small, it looks like it is. But I want this split and this split and this split. I want it centered. So I wasn't doing that when I thought it would. I tried putting this text align center. That didn't work, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I found out what the problem was. Is I'm going to save it. Is just these 2 right here on the body. I'm getting rid of those. Let's go back to here. Let's make this bigger again. And refresh. Well, that did center some of it. It did center the top and the bottom. What else did I change? Margin and auto. I really thought that was going to fix it 100%. Okay, but that did give it this stuff on the left, the top and the bottom, which makes me happy. Padding 0, margin auto. Now, maybe it has nothing to do with it, but these right here, the window has a width of 100%. When I say the window, I should be more specific. Let's look at the index.html. This main wrapper has a width of 100%. This is 25%, this is 25%, but this is 50. But this has a max width of 200. So is that where it's getting confused? Or is it just me that's confused? But anyway, I don't want to spend this whole video more bug checking, so I'm going to let that wait until next time. And I'm going to commit this into GitHub. Git add. I think I can just hit dot. I remember 2 episodes ago, I couldn't remember what the command was for everything. I think by putting dot, you say git commit. Well, I'm not sure if that means everything or if it's shorthand for commit what I got or add what I got. And then I do git commit -m semi-fixed a bug, the margin bug, and one file change. I can just get, I'll do it, git push origin master. I didn't have to do that right now because later I'm going to push because you don't have to push after every commit. You could do 20 commits and then push them all together. But I pushed that one. But here's a new thing I want to do. Git checkout EP3 for episode 3. That's what we're up to. I hate when that happens. Git check out -b. That rings a bell. EP3. I want to say this stands for branch. Switch to a new branch. Honestly, that just popped into my head from days past when I used to do this. Okay, so now you see right here. Here's the branch I'm on. So no matter what I do to this branch, I will not mess this branch up. When I'm done messing around this branch at the end of this episode, I'm going to merge everything into master. And the advantage of this is if you want to come and look what I did, if let's say you see this a year later, you could just look at my master branch and see the finished product. But if you want to see step by step, for any time I branch an episode, you can see where I was from there. That way you don't have to, you can figure it out for yourself and just sort of see what I already created. I guess that's one advantage. All right, so what else are we going to do? I made a list of things I want to change because you know what? This is ugly. Let's change the background color. And I am challenged when it comes to UX. I am not good at what looks good. Background color, beige. And border radius. Border radius is what gives it those rounded edges. 25px. Border radius, by the way, is what you use. If you can use percentages or pixels. If this gets big enough, it just turns it into a circle. Because right now it's going to turn all of the corners into, it's going to round them. Do I need, we have, this is 25, there's two of these, they're 25%, and then this is 50%, so there's no area between them. But if I make this 20%, and then I just do, margin auto, AUTO, I think that's, I'm going to do that on this one too. I'm also going to do this on this one. Let's see what this looks like. This margin auto was to give it a distance so they're not touching. Oh, because it's not touching, I can do a shadow, a box shadow. So we have a black background, and right now we have a white border, but I'm going to get rid of that in a second, or I'm going to replace it with something. So let's make a gray shadow with a white border. So I'll just change my white border a little bit. So box shadow, let's say 3px, 3px, 3px. This is how it goes. This is to the right, to the bottom, and this is the spread, and then you put the color. And what did I just say I was going to do? GR. You can put EY or AY. I don't know why it accepts that. I put EY just because it lets me. Maybe there is a different color when I do those. Command C. I want to have this the same thing. Command V. And you know, a lot of these properties are the same. So I almost want to, because this has a max width property. I don't want this to have a max width property. I could, so I'm not gonna. But you can find if everything has something in common. One thing you can do is to shorten this code, and you just find a way to get rid of the redundancy. And maybe I'll think about that off the air, and instead of just ho and hum about it. Okay, let's take a look. Refresh. Okay, so I put these gaps here. Yeah, I'm not in love with it. But honestly, this isn't what it's going to look like. It's going to have this one open, and then it's going to have this one open. So when this one closes, is it going to slide over? I mean, what do we want it to do? It's going to do what we want it to do. I do not like this gap. I'm just going to tell you. I do not like the gap. So instead of saying, especially when one of those is hidden, instead of saying margin auto. These are on this one. I'm not going to put any margin on this. And on the chat room wrapper, I'm going to say margin 0 for the top and bottom, and just 10 pixels for the left and right. So now this one's not going to spread it at all, but this one is. But it's not going to spread it. It's just going to spread it a fixed amount of 10 pixels. So, and I think I like that better. Now, like I said, only one of these is going to be shown at a time. So what we're going to do is, oh, there we go. I'm going to make another class called hide me. And what hide me is going to have is Command Z display tab. Is it hidden or is it none? None. Okay. Command S. So for right now, I'm going to give this thing a class of hide me. But later, when we pick our avatar, it's going to remove the hide me class from here, and it's going to add the hide me class from here. So it isn't like this is going to change in nature of being a list of what you can be to who's with you. We're going to close one down and open another one up. So hide me. Where did I just put that? I think I just did this, but oh well. Command C. And I think I want to get rid of these box mutes too. Command V. I'm going to get rid of these. So this is how it's going to start with the hide me, but I can use the jQuery to just remove this class and to add a class to this one. Okay, so if I got rid of those boxes, let's take a look at what the border looks like. You see the border, the box shadow, but you don't see a border, but it was beige to white anyway. I don't think we need to have any sort of border on there. If anything, I will just have more of that gray. Let's make it 5, 5, and 10. Hit refresh, you'll see it grow a little bit, or you won't. Oh, well, the hide me came in. This one grew for sure a little bit. I think this one, surprised, but maybe it's because if we inspect it, there's something being hidden right here. Like this was spreading under the thing that's being hidden and it's just not displaying, but I'm not going to worry about it. What's next? Okay, so in here we're going to have two things. We're going to have one div that's the message list. And as that list grows, you know, the messages are going to go off the top. So if you want to scroll, I want you to be able to just pull your mouse down and scroll. And I do not want the scroll bar itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wrapper inside of the message list, and then an inner wrapper. And I'm going to make the inner wrapper wider than the outer wrapper. So that scroll bar is just going to go, and then I'm going to set, there's no overflow on the left and right. So it'll just disappear. It's actually going to be there, but we're going to hide it. But we are going to have the overflow from the top and bottom, because we're not going to have it visible, but we're going to have it scrollable. And then right down here, we're going to have a text area. So let's implement those. Go over to our HTML. In the chat room wrapper, we're going to have a div, and it is the message list wrapper, message list outer wrapper, and we're going to, inside of that, a div. It's going to be the message dash list dash inner wrapper. Okay, now inside of here, we are going to append messages. And we are going to do that through the jQuery. So I don't think I'm going to be adding anything in here in the actual HTML. jQuery is going to take it from there. So let's give these guys a little, and actually I kind of lied because for testing purposes I want to fill this inner wrapper with stuff. I'll do that in a second, but I'm going to come and fill this just with text so we can see how it scrolls. So I got the outer wrapper and the inner wrapper. I got a CSS up. Command V, change this to inner. And this is going to have a width of 100%. And overflow Y auto. And overflow X hidden. Is that what I want? I think so. This is inside of this, and let's put a width of 105%. Let me get rid of this overflow X for a second. I'm just going to comment it out because I want you to see that this is sticking over the edge. The width is 105%. The height is 100%. And it's 100% of what? It's 100% of the parents, but the parent I did not give any height to. So I better fix that. Height, 80%. 80%. And let's go back over here. Box me. Problem with this box me thing is it's making white boxes. So maybe I should change that to where box me is making red boxes. Boom. Okay, so this is the overflow. And why does this go back and forth? It's because we can scroll. It needs to go further because the inner one, because we're scrolling about the thing that's inside of it. The inner thing, see this red line? When I scroll away from it and I scroll to it. So this line, this is interesting. This line goes to the outer one. I don't want there to be a line there from the outer or the inner. I want to just be able to pull this. Okay, so let's do this first, just before we start assuming I know what I'm looking at. H1 tab howdy. Command C. Command V. Command V. Okay. Command Z. What's Command Z? Command Z. Command Z. What was that var? That kind of scares me. Okay, I think that should be enough. Refresh it. Okay. This guy. This guy I gave, oh shoot, I'm looking at the wrong ones. This guy I gave a height of 100%. This one on the overflow Y. Should I give this guy a height at all? Or just let it fill up? It'll just fill up. Is that what I wanted to do? This overflow X hidden. That's right, I had done that. Let's see what this looks like now. Okay. So this, what is this a part of the outer or the inner? overflow y auto. Refresh. I want to say that we're looking at the inner scroll now. Margin, I guess it's right. We want it 10 pixels. Didn't do anything. Margin left 10 pixels. Didn't do anything. Oh, it did make a little gap right here. Okay. We're going to get this. What if I make this 110%? And this has all of the overflow hidden. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. This doesn't want to see any overflow. So I'm just going to say all overflow is hidden. So now we know we're not looking at the bar from the other side. Okay, and I think I slid it off, but I can't pull this one down. So overflow y auto. So now this one has overflow on it. I want to say it does. Let me get rid of this. This is annoying me. Overflow. Okay, just for a second, I'm going to make this width less than the margin so we can see it. There it is. And the overflow y is set. Maybe, do I want the x? I thought I wanted the y. Was really sure I wanted the y. Command Z. You little stinker. Overflow auto. I had another bright idea. Make this auto, make this hidden. What will that do? Okay, now if I can just bring this margin over that, that's what I need to do. And that is this width. So this width is 110, and margin right 20 pixels. Oh, you stinker. I've done this before. It works. I just feel everyone's watching me. I can't do it. Okay. Little note to self. Let's come back on that. For right now, let's just go like this, and let's make it 100. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to be the end of the world if that is there. Why is that like that? Did I not refresh? Okay, at the end of the day, I mean, this would be a totally fine thing to do. We are going to run into a problem, by the way, and this is kind of a reason why I'm going to. We want, this is filling up from the top right now. We put in something that puts it in the top. I want the message to come from the bottom. I also want it to put it on this side if I send it, but put it on this side if I receive it. And the way we're going to do that, we can try to run it with Flexbox. They have this something called Flex Direction, where you can change the order of this. So it sounds like a great idea, but I think what's going to be easier is if we just rotate the box and then rotate the messages in the box and then use the Flex Direction to line them up left and right. But that part's a little down the pike, definitely not in that video, but maybe that's when we'll come back to this thing right here, this little stinker. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to check? What time it was when I started, 22. Okay. Got the message list. Let's just do this text box. So I'm going to get rid of all these howdies. Delete. So here's the chat room wrapper. Okay, so under this div message wrapper, because we're message wrapper. I don't have a message wrapper, do I? And then in here, we're going to do a text area. EXT text area. Name rows 8. I don't want any of this, but I do want a placeholder. And that's going to say select an avatar to join. Why would I just suddenly random to join the room? Maybe we'll capitalize that. I'm not going to worry about the font on it right now. Maybe next one, because knowing how to use Google Fonts, it's so easy to learn and has such a big payoff when you can just switch your fonts so easily. So I'm going to show Google Fonts, but let me get this word. So this message wrapper, Command C, main CSS, Command V. It's going to have the width of 100. It's just going to go all the way across. It's going to have a height 20 because this top one's 80, so this one's 20. I'm not worried about any space between them. It's going to have overflow hidden or overflow, yeah, hidden. Nope. Overflow Y will be auto. So I'll let it overflow over the bottom. It'll make it scrollable. This auto makes it scrollable, but I don't want it to overflow left and right. Overflow X is hidden. And if you say hidden, does that mean I'm hiding it? I'm not even going to put that because I'm just going to make it so it does not do that. So we'll just do that with some CSS. So let's give this a class as well. And I guess we can just call this the message. All right. And the message is with, I'm going to say 95%. And the reason is I don't want the letters right on the edge. So I'm going to give it some padding of, see how it does that, like with the margin? Sorry. Padding 2.5%. I don't want a border on this. This. refresh that. Oh, well, okay. Text is way too small, and this is not taking up the whole thing. By the way, text areas have this little thing here. You can grab it. This is really small. So this message, the height, should be 100%. Refresh that. And you think, well, this had the rounded edges, now it doesn't. And what's up with that? I wanted that, but not this. I'm going to make the height. I'm also going to make it 95%. I don't know. Is it the padding in here? Command X, or should I put the padding in here? The message wrapper. Refresh this. Wow, I do not like that at all. I wanted this rounded edge to be shown. I could just round. I'll just grab this right here, border radius 25, Command C, put it down here. That overflow Y auto and this padding. I'm going to put that into there. Okay, now I have that margin on top. I have that padding that I just added. I do not want that. And this one has a black border on it. Border none. Okay, so I need to put the padding in there. Padding, let's just say 10 pixels. I don't have to do a percentage. I'm going to say the width is 100%. And the height is 100% as well, because we fixed that problem of it, the corner, we fixed it with this. So when I hit refresh, it's all going to scoot over. This is going to remain. Life's going to be good. It's going to be better, not good. It's because this padding is included. It's 100% plus 10 more pixels of padding. And that padding is on the left and right and the top and the bottom. This is very annoying, and this is what box sizing border box I was told fixed. I was taught that fixed it. Oh, it totally did. So what that does is it includes this padding as part of this 100%, not on top of the 100%. I was going to use a cool calc feature to change it that way, but I don't have to. Okay, I think I've gone over on my time. Dang it. So I'm saving it. We got somewhere. We got something. Let's go over to this guy. Git add space dot. And then if I just hit the up arrow, it's going to show me the commands. I did that. But git push origin master, git push origin EP3, right? We're on a different branch. So what is that going to do? It's going to make us wait. And then we're going to go to, there it is. Let's go to GitHub. One last thing, we'll just go to my GitHub account. We know this is called Chatbatars. And let's see the branches. Is my new branch in here? Well, it lets me pick a branch, EP3. And it's the same the same files, but they're in a different state. Okay, I lied. There is one last thing I'm going to do. Git checkout master. Switch to master branch. And if you're thinking, why didn't you need that dash B again? My memory again just triggered that that's only for a new branch. If I'm switching between branches that exist, I don't think I need that dash B. That dash B was just for when it existed. Okay, so now I want to do git merge EP3. And so it's merging from that branch to this branch. So I want to merge onto this, and here's the thing I want to merge. Already up to date. And that surprises the heck out of me. Okay, so that's it for now. I will see you again in episode 4. We're finally going to start some jQuery. Thanks for watching.